January 3rd, 2026. At night, the clock was about to strike 2. All the lights in the sky of Caracas, Venezuela, went out. By 5 in the morning, Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro was nowhere to be found. The entire country was speechless in amazement. But how? How could the United States carry out such a daring operation, evading the world's notice? In reality, everyone's eyes were on the Caribbean Sea. The world media was busy covering the drills of the U.S. naval fleet and warships. This stunned the Venezuelan military as well, who were keeping an eye on the sea for a potential attack. But while attention was focused there, a shadow war was silently unfolding in the capital, Caracas. This was not a regular war. It was a precise surgical extraction operation. The target, the nation's president himself. It took many months to plan this operation, because it's not possible to just snatch a country's president overnight. The trap had been set long before. The U.S. Navy had surrounded the Venezuelan coast. They had created a kind of naval blockade by deploying warships and aircraft carriers in the Caribbean Sea. The United States declared the Venezuelan government a narco-terrorist state, under the pretext that they would catch the drug traffickers themselves. But the real target of this posturing was one person, President Nicolás Maduro. CIA spies had been monitoring his movements for months, waiting for him to be stationary in one place with his security detail. That opportunity finally came at the beginning of the new year on that fateful night. In this secret mission, named Operation Southern Spear, precisely at 2 in the morning, several of the U.S. Air Force's state-of-the-art F-35 stealth fighter jets roared into the sky. These stealth jets, evading radar, penetrated Venezuelan airspace and created a huge gap in the enemy's air defense system. The Russian-made S-300 missile radars deployed around Venezuela were also destroyed right at the beginning. As soon as the airspace was clear, a special helicopter squadron of the DeltaForce flew towards Caracas. But before the main assault, an unprecedented deception was carried out. As the DeltaForce helicopters headed towards the capital, the F-35 jets seemed to turn in a different direction. Intense gunfire and bombing began. The American forces launched devastating attacks on the main military base in Caracas, Fort Tiuna, and the La Carlota Air Base. The surroundings shook with intense explosions. The flames of fire could be seen on the horizon. In moments, the capital's communication system collapsed, and the entire city plunged into a confusing darkness. And the main purpose of this nighttime destruction was not to destroy the city, but to give another team the opportunity to enter silently. It was just a camouflage, a diversion. In this gap, the main assault team began its work silently. The U.S. Special Forces, DeltaForce, were ready to reach the center of Caracas. The helicopters, flying very low in the night sky, evaded radar and advanced, almost touching the rooftops of buildings. Without any warning, the helicopters descended upon the president's highly secured shelter inside the Fort Tiuna military complex. Although the president's security guards tried to resist, for the DeltaForce, this pre-planned defense was negligible. They couldn't put up any significant resistance. As heavy machine gun fire continued from the helicopters above, the guards couldn't even raise their heads. Meanwhile, with surgical precision, the Delta members split up and entered the building from multiple directions simultaneously. Which door to enter, which stairs to climb, everything was planned to the last detail. The raiding party terrified the security guards by blowing open doors and entering rooms in seconds. Special flash grenades were thrown, with a deafening sound and blinding light, disorienting the guards. Strong iron doors were quickly cut with blowtorches or blown up with explosives by the Delta team. Maduro, having just woken up, seemed to be in a daze. In that brief moment, the commandos swiftly captured both Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores. Without giving any chance for discussion, the DeltaForce took complete control of the couple within seconds. 2 special heavy transport helicopters nearly landed on the building's roof, quickly picked up the Maduro couple, and took off. Without any delay, they were airborne with the prisoners within minutes. Crossing the skies of Caracas, the helicopters quickly flew beyond Venezuela's borders towards the Caribbean Sea. A massive U.S. aircraft carrier was waiting there at sea, which could essentially be called a floating base. Their mission was successful. Operation Southern Spear changed the geopolitical map of South America overnight. For the first time in history, a ruling head of state was secretly abducted by a military force. The United States showed the world that no one is beyond their reach, a breathtaking operation that surpasses any thriller movie. This mission of deception, speed, and flawless planning showed the world that no one is safe from America's dark grasp. Because they don't care about any rules or principles. Might is right, is